All right, today we're talking about something very close to my heart. It's Dr. Kohli from 9 News, also from Cherry Creek Heart in Aurora. She's got her own practice over there. But we're talking today about naps. So I'm Jenny D, and of course, you know, being somebody that works a morning show, I do take midday naps when I can.
Okay.
And there was a thing going around about daytime napping could be associated with the risk of dying.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of explain that a little bit.
So as we get older, Jenny, our body needs more sleep. And the reason is a natural aging pattern for our body is that we do require, most of us, 20 to 60% of adults participate in daytime napping. And that's because the quality of the sleep that we get at night is more fragmented. It's possible we're waking up at night to urinate. It's possible we're taking more medications that potentially make us tired. Or we could have conditions like sleep apnea and such that can also affect the quality of our sleep. So it's not uncommon for us to need naps during the day. But the study really found that the timing of the nap, the duration of the nap, really affects your risk of dying. Now, we don't know if it's the chicken or the egg. We don't know if the people who are already at risk for dying are the ones who are taking more naps, or there's something about taking a nap that's actually increasing your risk. So right now it's an association. It's almost like a marker of risk rather than necessarily causal. But I do want you to start being mindful of when you take a nap and how long your nap is.
So that's a good question. So what does it say about naps, and like when does it become like dangerous for us to be taking it?
So morning naps, terrible idea. In fact, if you take a morning nap, it significantly is associated with a much higher risk of dying. Also, if you take a longer naps, and so every additional hour that you nap increases your risk of dying by about 7% as well in terms of association. And then also if you're napping more days of the week.
Okay.
So morning naps, longer naps, and napping more days of the week are really what drives kind of the markers of risk. If somebody takes a 10 to 20 or 30-minute nap every afternoon, totally normal, part of aging. So I want us to start thinking about our nap patterns, our nap frequencies, and why we take that nap. Because that's another part of it. When we're older, we sometimes nap because we're bored. There's nothing else to do. There's not a lot of mental stimulation. That's probably an okay reason to nap because it's not like your body's needing it. But if you're so tired in the afternoon that you can't keep your eyes open, and I'm curious what your reason for napping is in the afternoon, then
I have two kids. I'm a single mom. The best was the other day. And my girls had been having sleep problems too. So it was like I was up with them all night and anxiety. And so when I finally dropped them off at their dad's and I had a day, I was like, I'm just going to lay down and take a nap. Like I was that part where I was like, even driving and your eyes are so tired, you're like, I just need a nap. And so I fell asleep. It was like noon.
Okay.
Okay.
How long did you sleep?
Well, that's the funny part. So I woke up and it was like 6:55 on my phone. I was like, man, I slept through the night. It's getting bright outside already, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, no. And I was like, why is it getting dark? Are we having a storm? And it come to find out it was 6:55 at night.
So you slept from
I slept
noon
through
to 6:55 p.m.
And so that was my body, I think, after several days of not.
Crashing. Yeah.
So that was, but it was funny though, because I'm like, what day is it? Who am I?
Okay, so you raise a really good point, which is that naps sometimes can cause something called sleep inertia. When usually this happens definitely after the 1 hour mark, but even after the 30-minute mark, where the sleep kind of lingers and you get confused, you're a little disoriented, your hunger cycle is messed up, your kind of ability to think clearly is affected as well. And so they can actually be counterproductive if they're too long. And, you know, many things worried me about what you said. A 7-hour nap is a long nap. Yeah. That's not a nap.
Yeah.
That's like full night's worth of sleep. And the fact that you had to lie down, you had a day off, you know, to yourself, and that's what you spent the whole day doing, to me suggests that you're operating on a long-term sleep deficit.
Yeah.
And one thing is we can't chip away at our sleep because, you know, we joke in cardiology that you can either sleep now or sleep later, which means you're going to die early and sleep longer after you're dead.
Yeah.
And so it's really important for us to be mindful, I think, of that sleep deficit that we're building.
Well, it's a good idea and a good thing to like set an alarms that you only do like 45 minutes or something. Because that's usually what I'll do is I'll just go and take a quick nap before I go pick up the kids so I have the energy to cook dinner and, you know, because it's hard on my sleep schedule to have the kids on the same sleep schedule in the summertime especially.
Yes.
Still bright out.
Yes.
It's still like they're running around all day. They just want to hang out.
So if you are going to take a nap, I love what you said. Set an alarm to wake up. Try to use one of those natural alarm clocks if you can with the sunrise and all that so it's not a loud sound. Try to limit to 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah, because they say under 30 minutes, you're really not going to have that sleep inertia. Over that, especially over an hour, you definitely will. And then try to hit the early afternoon hours.
Okay.
So sometime between 1 and like 3:30.
Okay.
Because if you take too late a nap, then it affects your ability to sleep at night. And if it's too early, like we talked about, that could actually be potentially a marker of risk. But I, as a doctor, have now started asking people not just about how they sleep at night, but now how they sleep during the day.
Yeah.
Because we're learning that could potentially be a cardiovascular risk factor, even a risk factor for dying, because that daytime sleep pattern, when you're not supposed to be sleeping, is actually more informative.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So red flag. Red flag right here. Make sure you check her out, Dr. Kohli, Terry Creek Heart, and of course on 9news.com.